We're back for another episode and another deep dive. Let's get ready.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going deep on AI and marketing, specifically how AI can help you extend your sphere of influence. And you sent over some really interesting articles about how AI is, it's really changing the game for businesses, right?
Yeah, it's a whole new ballgame out there.
It is a whole new ballgame.
Yeah.
So this BCG report that we have, it paints a picture of a marketing world that's like light years away from what we knew even a few years ago. They point to some pretty major disruptors. What would you say?
Oh, absolutely. They highlight AI and generative AI, which we hear about all the time. Cloud architecture, consumer data economies, and omnichannel engagement.
Okay, so 4 major forces that are changing the landscape. But what does that actually mean for somebody who's out there trying to market their business or their idea?
Well, it means the bar has been raised. Basic digital marketing just doesn't cut it anymore. And think about it. Each of these disruptors individually adds a new layer of complexity to how we approach marketing. But combined, it's a tidal wave.
Yeah, no kidding. The report actually found that the average level of what they call marketing maturity has actually dropped 8% from 2021 to 2024. That's pretty wild. It seems kind of counterintuitive that in the age of all this tech that marketing is actually getting harder.
Well, and that's exactly the point. The tools are more powerful, the possibilities are greater, but that also means that the expectations are higher. And you need to be on top of things like AI-driven personalization, real-time data analysis, and creating content that's hyper-personalized. Basically, the days of just blasting out the same message to everybody are over.
So this level of personalization you're talking about, is that even possible without having a huge team of marketing ninjas working around the clock?
That's where AI comes in. It gives you the ability to understand each customer individually. We're going way beyond just basic demographics like their age or location. We're talking about tapping into their preferences, their behaviors, and even predicting what they might need or want in the future.
Hold on. Predict their future needs. That sounds a little bit like mind reading to me.
It's not magic, but it can feel like it. It's all about using data intelligently. So imagine being able to send emails that are so perfectly tailored to each person's interests that they can't help but open them, or showing them ads that are actually relevant to what they've been browsing online. No more random shoes following you around the internet just because you looked at one pair 2 weeks ago.
Okay, that part, I have to admit, that does sound pretty appealing. No more ads haunting me because I dared to look at a pair of fuzzy slippers once. But let's back up for a second. How does AI actually achieve this level of personalization? It's not actually reading our minds, is it?
Not exactly. But AI excels at spotting patterns and making connections that would take humans forever to figure out. It can analyze massive amounts of data from your customers' interactions with your website, their purchase history, their social media activity, even things like what time of day they're most active.
So it's taking all these digital breadcrumbs that we're leaving behind and turning it into a hyper-detailed portrait of each customer.
Exactly. And that's what allows you to personalize their experience in a way that feels genuinely relevant to them, not creepy or intrusive.
Okay. I'm starting to see how powerful this could be. But is it just about sending more targeted emails or showing more relevant ads?
It goes way beyond that. AI-driven personalization is about creating an experience that feels tailor-made for each individual customer. So imagine someone landing on your website and immediately seeing product recommendations that are perfectly aligned with their past purchases and interests.
Okay, that makes a difference. Instead of feeling like just another face in the crowd, they feel like you actually get them. I see how that would build loyalty.
And loyalty is gold in today's world, right? Customers have so many choices, so making them feel seen and understood is a huge advantage.
All right, I'm convinced. AI-driven personalization, definitely something to keep an eye on. But before we go too deep into that, let's talk about something else that caught my attention in these articles. This idea that AI can help marketers make decisions in real time. What's that all about?
Ah, yes. Real-time decision-making. That's where things get really exciting.
All right, I'm all ears. Let's hear about the exciting part.
So in the past, analyzing marketing campaigns would take weeks, sometimes even months. By the time you had all the data crunched and figured out what was working and what wasn't, the moment had passed. But with AI, you can analyze data on the fly, get instant feedback on what's resonating with your audience, and adjust your strategy accordingly.
So it's like having a marketing crystal ball that shows you exactly what's working and what's not in real time. Sign me up.
It's not magic, but it's pretty darn close. So imagine you're launching a new product, you're tracking social media mentions to see how people are reacting. AI can analyze the sentiment of those mentions. Are they positive, negative, confused, and give you instant feedback.
Whoa, so if you see a sudden spike in negative sentiment, you can address concerns before they turn into a full-blown PR crisis. That's incredible.
Exactly. It's about being proactive and agile, and AI gives you the tools to do that in a way that was never possible before.
I'm starting to see how AI is changing the game on so many levels. It's not just about automating tasks. It's about giving marketers superpowers.
I like the way you think. And speaking of superpowers, let's talk about AI-powered content creation.
Okay, this is the part I've been waiting for. Everyone's talking about how AI can write blog posts, create social media updates, even make videos. Is it really all it's cracked up to be?
It's definitely not hype. We're talking about AI taking on the heavy lifting of content creation so you can focus on the strategy and the creativity, the stuff that really needs that human touch.
So instead of spending hours agonizing over a blog post, AI can just spit one out for me.
It's not quite that simple, but it can definitely help you get over writer's block and speed up the process. So imagine feeding an AI tool some keywords related to your topic and your brand's voice and style, and it generates a first draft for you.
Okay, that does sound pretty amazing. I could definitely use that kind of help sometimes. But what about quality? Can AI really create content that's engaging and, actually good?
The technology has come a long way, and AI-generated content is getting better all the time. It's not about replacing human writers entirely, but it can definitely help you create more content faster, and often at a higher quality than you might expect.
But it's still important to have a human editor give it that final polish right.
Absolutely. AI can handle the grunt work. But it's up to us humans to add that final layer of finesse and make sure the content is truly engaging and aligned with our brand's voice.
Right, so AI can help us write blog posts. But what about other types of content? Can it create social media updates too?
Oh, absolutely. Think about it. AI can analyze what kind of content is performing well on social media, what your competitors are doing, and what's resonating with your target audience.
So no more scrolling through Instagram for hours trying to figure out what to post. AI can just tell me what's going to work best.
It can definitely give you some great ideas and help you tailor your content to what your audience is most likely to engage with. Think about things like suggesting relevant hashtags, identifying trending topics, and even generating captions that are optimized for each platform.
Okay, this is starting to sound like a social media manager's dream.
Yeah.
But what about video? Can AI actually create videos now too? I feel like that's a whole other level.
It might sound futuristic, but it's already happening. There are AI tools that can take your written content, say a blog post, or even just some bullet points, and turn it into a video complete with visuals, music, and even voiceover.
Whoa! So I could take this very podcast episode and turn it into a video without even having to touch a camera.
You got it. Of course, you'll probably want to add your own creative flourishes and make sure it reflects your brand's style. But the heavy lifting is done for you.
This is blowing my mind. AI is like this secret weapon that can help marketers do so much more, so much faster. But with all this power comes, the potential for things to go wrong.
You're right. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it's important to use it responsibly.
Okay, let's talk about that. Because I think a lot of people are wondering about the potential downsides of AI.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to things like data privacy. And the risk of, things just getting a little too big brother-ish.
Those are valid concerns, and we definitely need to be mindful of them. But the good news is that there are ways to use AI ethically and responsibly without sacrificing its amazing capabilities.
All right, so let's dive into that, because I think this is where a lot of people are getting stuck. They see the potential of AI, but they're also worried about the risks. How do we strike that balance?
Transparency is key. You need to be open with your customers about how you're using their data and what AI is doing behind the scenes.
So no more hiding behind complicated algorithms and hoping nobody asks too many questions.
Exactly. The more transparent you are, the more trust you build with your audience. And trust is essential for any successful marketing strategy, especially in the age of AI.
Okay, transparency is a good starting point. But what else can marketers do to make sure they're using AI ethically and responsibly?
It's all about having the right mindset. Think of AI as a powerful tool that can amplify your marketing efforts. But don't let it become the driver of a strategy. You're still the one in control making the decisions and setting the ethical boundaries.
So it's not about letting AI take over. It's about using it strategically and thoughtfully to achieve your goals while staying true to your values.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research and consult with experts if you need help navigating the ethical landscape of AI in marketing.
All right, I'm feeling a lot more confident about this whole AI thing now. But before we get too carried away, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back to dive deeper into the amazing world of AI in marketing.
You just heard Jeane talk about the power of AI when it comes to creating content and managing your social channels. Explore Media Monk, an AI-first ecosystem designed for small business owners and marketing teams that not only produces all the content you'll ever need for your website and social channels, it also posts the content on autopilot. Save time, save money. Boost your ROI with Media Monk. MediaMonk.ai, the Swiss Army knife for marketers that do it all.
All right, welcome back. I'm still buzzing from our conversation about AI ethics and transparency.
Me too. It's clear that AI is a total game changer for marketers, but it's also important to approach it with, a sense of responsibility.
Absolutely. And speaking of changing roles, this OWDT article really got me thinking about how the role of the marketer is evolving in this AI-powered world. It's not just about learning new tools, it's like a fundamental shift in the skill set marketers need to thrive.
Yeah, you're hitting on something I've been wondering about too. If AI can do so much of what marketers used to do, analyzing data, creating content, even making strategic decisions, what does that mean for the future of the marketing profession? Will we all be replaced by robots?
That's the question a lot of people are asking, but I think it's the wrong way to look at it. AI isn't here to replace marketers. It's here to augment our abilities and free us up to focus on what we humans do best. The strategy, the creativity, the building relationships.
So it's less about robots taking over and more about marketers leveling up with AI as their trusty sidekick.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaboration, not a competition. The most successful marketers in the future will be those who can seamlessly integrate AI into their workflow and leverage its power to achieve their goals.
Okay, I like that marketers with superpowers. But what does it actually look like in practice? What specific skills do marketers need to develop to thrive in this AI-driven world?
Well, for starters, data analysis is becoming more important than ever. You need to be able to understand the data that AI is spitting out, interpret the insights, and use them to inform your strategies.
So it's not enough to just have AI crunching the numbers for you. You actually need to understand what those numbers mean and how to use them.
Absolutely. You need to be comfortable working with data, understanding basic concepts like algorithms and machine learning, and being able to translate those insights into actionable steps.
All right, data analysis is a big one. What else?
Strategic thinking is another crucial skill. With AI handling a lot of the tactical tasks, marketers can now focus on the bigger picture, developing long-term strategies, identifying new opportunities, and creating campaigns that truly resonate with their target audience.
So it's about being the architect, not just the builder.
Exactly. You need to be able to see the forest for the trees, understand the overall market landscape, and make strategic decisions that will drive long-term success.
Yeah, I'm sensing a theme here. It seems like AI is pushing marketers to become more strategic and analytical, which honestly is pretty exciting. But what about the creative side of marketing? Is there still room for that in an AI-driven world?
Absolutely. In fact, I think creativity becomes even more important. AI can generate content and analyze data, but it can't replicate the human spark that makes marketing truly engaging and memorable.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between data-driven insights and human creativity.
Exactly. The best marketers will be those who can seamlessly blend the two using AI to inform their creative decisions and bring their ideas to life in new and innovative ways.
It's like a beautiful partnership. AI handling the data and logistics, freeing up marketers to focus on the art of storytelling and connection. I love it. But let's be real for a minute. Implementing AI in your marketing strategy isn't always a walk in the park, is it?
You're right. There are definitely some challenges that come with integrating AI into your workflow, but I think it's important to remember that every challenge is also an opportunity.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's talk about some of these challenges.
One of the biggest hurdles is data security. We touched on this earlier, but it's worth emphasizing again. With AI, you're dealing with massive amounts of sensitive customer data, and protecting that information is paramount.
Absolutely. Data breaches are like a nightmare for any business, but with AI, the stakes are even higher. because you're potentially dealing with even more sensitive information.
Exactly. So you need to make sure you have robust security measures in place, like encryption and access controls, and constantly be monitoring for vulnerabilities. Don't just assume that because you have AI, your data is automatically safe.
Yeah, it's like having a state-of-the-art security system in your house. You can't just set it and forget it. You need to be vigilant and make sure it's always up to date.
Perfect analogy. And it's not just about protecting your customers' data, it's also about protecting your own intellectual property. AI algorithms can be valuable assets, so you need to take steps to safeguard them from theft or misuse.
Okay, so data security is a big one. What other challenges are marketers facing when it comes to AI implementation?
Bridging the skills gap is another major hurdle. As AI becomes more sophisticated, the skills gap widens, and many marketers simply don't have the technical expertise to fully leverage these new tools.
So it's not enough to just buy the latest AI software and expect your team to magically know how to use it.
Definitely not. It requires investment in training and development. You need to give your team the resources they need to upskill and stay ahead of the AI curve. And it's not just about technical skills, it's also about developing the strategic thinking and creative problem-solving skills that will be essential in an AI-driven world.
It's like we're all going back to school. But this time, the curriculum is all about AI marketing. But instead of boring textbooks, we get to play with cool AI tools.
Exactly. And it's not just about formal training. You need to foster a culture of continuous learning within your team. Encourage experimentation, create a safe space for people to try new things and learn from their mistakes.
Yeah, that's so important. Creating a learning environment where people feel empowered to explore AI without fear of failure. I love that. But what about the people who are really resistant to change? How do you convince them that AI isn't a threat, but an opportunity?
That's a great question. I think one of the best ways to overcome resistance is to focus on the benefits of AI. Show your team how AI can make their jobs easier, help them achieve better results, and free up their time to focus on more strategic and creative tasks.
So it's about highlighting the what's in it for me factor.
Exactly. And it's also about involving your team in the process. Don't just dictate from on high, ask for their input, get their feedback, and make them feel like they're part of the AI journey.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
When people feel like they're part of the solution, they're much more likely to embrace change.
Exactly. And remember, it's a journey, not a destination. AI is constantly evolving, so the learning never stops.
Okay, we've talked about data security and bridging the skills gap. What other challenges are marketers facing when it comes to AI?
Another challenge, and I think this is a really important one, is maintaining the human touch in marketing. As we become more reliant on automation and data-driven decision-making, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that marketing is ultimately about connecting with people on an emotional level.
Yeah, this is something I think a lot of people are worried about, becoming too robotic, too data-driven, and losing that authentic human connection.
It's a valid concern, and it's something we need to be very mindful of. AI is an incredible tool, but it's not a replacement for human empathy and understanding.
Yeah, it's like that saying, technology should enhance humanity, not replace it.
Perfectly put. AI can do amazing things, but it can't replicate the nuance of human interaction. It can't truly understand emotions or build genuine relationships.
So how do we strike that balance? How do we use AI to make our marketing more efficient and effective without losing that human element?
It's about using AI to complement our skills, not to supplant them. AI can help us gather insights, personalize messages, and automate tasks. But it's up to us to craft those messages in a way that feels authentic and human.
It's like we're the conductors and AI is the orchestra. We set the tone, guide the tempo, and ultimately create the symphony.
That's a beautiful analogy. We need to embrace AI's power, but never forget that it's our human touch that truly makes the music resonate with our audience. It's about finding that harmony between technology and humanity.
I love that, finding the harmony. And you know what? I think that's a perfect segue into our next topic.
Oh, you've got me intrigued. What's next on our AI agenda?
Let's talk about actionable takeaways. What are some concrete steps marketers can take right now to incorporate AI into their strategies? It can feel a bit overwhelming, to be honest.
You're right, it can be a lot to take in, but there are some concrete things you can do. First, embrace continuous learning. Stay up to date on the latest AI trends, take online courses, attend industry events. The marketing landscape is constantly changing, so you need to be a lifelong learner to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, it's like we're all back in school constantly studying for the next big AI exam. But this time, instead of just memorizing facts, we get to play with cool AI tools and experiment.
Exactly. And it's not just about learning the theory. You need to get hands-on experience.
Right.
Experiment with different AI tools, see what works for you, and don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. That's how you learn.
I love that. Embrace the mistakes. It's all part of the process. But with so many AI tools out there, it can be hard to know where to start. What are some good entry points for marketers who are just dipping their toes into the AI waters?
One of the easiest and most effective ways to get started is with email marketing. There are tons of AI-powered tools that can help you personalize your email campaigns, segment your audience, and even optimize your send times.
So no more generic blast emails going out to everyone. We can finally say goodbye to those.
Exactly. AI allows you to create highly targeted emails that speak directly to each individual's interests and needs. It's like having a personal email assistant for every single person on your list.
I like the sound of that. No more mass emails ending up in the spam folder because it's not relevant. But what about social media? I feel like that's another area where AI could really make a difference.
You're absolutely right. AI can be a game changer for social media marketing. It can help you analyze trends, identify your target audience, and even create engaging content.
So no more spending hours trying to figure out what to post on Instagram. AI can do that for us now.
To a certain extent, yes. AI can analyze what's working for your competitors, identify the hashtags that are trending, and even suggest content ideas based on your brand's voice and style.
That's incredible. It's like having a virtual social media manager at your fingertips. But wait, doesn't that take the fun out of social media? Part of the appeal is being able to connect with people organically and share your brand's personality.
I hear you. And that's why it's important to use AI as a tool to enhance your social media strategy, not to replace your own creativity and intuition.
Right, it's still important to add your own personal touch. And make sure your social media presence reflects your brand's unique personality. AI can be the assistant, but you're still the director.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaboration. AI can handle the data analysis and the grunt work, while you focus on crafting the perfect message and engaging with your audience in a meaningful way.
Okay, so we talked about a lot of different ways AI can help you, level up your marketing game, from personalization to real-time decision-making. But I want to circle back to this idea of sphere of influence, or SOI, because I think it's something that, really resonates with our listeners.
It's a powerful concept and one that AI can really supercharge.
Exactly. So for those who might have missed it earlier, can you give us a quick recap of what SOI is all about and why it matters, especially in today's marketing world?
Yeah, so your SOI is essentially your network of influence, the people you can reach, the connections you have, and the impact you can make within your industry or niche. And in a world that's increasingly noisy and competitive, having a strong SOI is more important than ever.
It's like that old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But in this case, it's more like it's not just who you know, it's how effectively you can leverage those connections.
Exactly. And AI can be a game changer when it comes to building and expanding your SOI. It can help you identify the right people to connect with, tailor your messages to resonate with them, and ultimately build relationships that are authentic and mutually beneficial.
Okay, so we've established that SOI is important and AI can help us boost it. But how? What are some concrete steps we can take to use AI to extend our reach and influence?
One of the most effective strategies is leveraging AI for social listening. Think about it. There are tons of conversations happening online every single day across all sorts of platforms, and AI can help us cut through the noise and identify the conversations that are most relevant to us.
So instead of trying to manually sift through millions of tweets and posts, we can use AI to find the needles in the haystack.
Exactly. AI-powered tools can monitor social media conversations, track industry trends, identify key influencers, and even analyze the sentiment around your brand or specific topics. It's like having a team of virtual assistants constantly scanning the internet for insights.
That sounds incredibly valuable, especially for someone like me who's always feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information out there. But once we've identified these key conversations and influencers, what do we do? How do we engage with them in a way that feels authentic and not, creepy or spammy?
That's where the human touch comes in. AI can help us with the research and the targeting, but it's up to us to craft the messages and build the relationships. So think about using AI to personalize your outreach to influencers, understanding their interests, tailoring your message to their specific needs, and finding ways to add value to their lives.
So it's not about bombarding them with generic pitches or trying to force a connection. It's about finding common ground, being respectful of their time.
And offering something of value.
Exactly. And remember, building relationships takes time and effort. AI can help us streamline the process, but it's still important to be genuine and add our own personal touch. Think about it like this. AI can introduce you to someone amazing at a party, but it's up to you to have a good conversation and make a lasting impression.
I love that analogy. It takes the pressure off feeling like AI is going to do all the work for us. It's more like AI is the wingman setting us up for success, but we still need to bring our A game.
Exactly. Now, another powerful way AI can extend your SOI is through content creation and optimization. We talked earlier about how AI can help us generate blog posts, social media updates, and even videos. But it's not just about creating content. It's about making sure that content is seen by the right people and has the impact we want it to have.
Okay, so it's not enough to just pump out content like a robot. We need to be strategic about it. Exactly. AI can help us analyze our audience's preferences, identify the keywords that are resonating, and even optimize our headlines and descriptions for better search engine rankings. It's like having a virtual SEO expert working behind the scenes, making sure our content gets the attention it deserves.
So AI can help us create content that's not only engaging, but also strategically optimized to reach a wider audience. That's incredible.
Precisely. And by creating high-quality, optimized content that truly resonates with your target audience, you can establish yourself as a thought leader in your industry and expand your sphere of influence organically.
It's all about providing value, building trust, and positioning yourself as a go-to resource for information and insights. And AI can be a powerful ally in this journey.
Absolutely. It can help you amplify your message, connect with the right people, and ultimately make a bigger impact in the world. It's not about taking shortcuts or trying to game the system. It's about using AI to enhance your existing skills and amplify your efforts.
So it's not just about reach. It's about resonance, right? It's about creating content that truly connects with people and inspires them to take action.
Exactly. And that's what extending your SOI is all about, using your influence to make a positive impact in the world.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today, and I'm feeling pretty energized about the possibilities of AI in marketing.
Me too. It's an exciting time to be in this field, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Before we wrap up, any final words of wisdom for our listeners who are eager to start leveraging AI to extend their own spheres of influence?
I would say the key is to approach AI with a mindset of exploration and experimentation. Don't be afraid to try new tools, test different approaches, and see what works best for you. AI is constantly evolving, so the possibilities are truly limitless. And by embracing this spirit of innovation, you can leverage AI to not just grow your business, but to truly expand your sphere of influence and make a meaningful impact in the world.
That's a powerful message to end on. I'm feeling so inspired to dive into the world of AI and see what amazing things we can achieve. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and marketing.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic, so stay tuned.
Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And as always, happy marketing.
That's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button. Until the next episode, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep marketing deeply.